So I have a little bit of them. This is gonna sound dumb. That's a profound thought. Hey guys, welcome back. It's got Friday favorites and Fooeys for you today, and I really don't have a ton of things. I was kind of just keeping it simple, still really liking those matte, neutral eye looks. So I have another favorite kind of in that family. I've mentioned it before, so it's kind of like a revisited favorite from the drugstore. A revisited favorite blush. I love my lip color favorite for the week. And I do have a Fooey. So I do have a Fooey to mention. So yeah, let's get to the favorites and the Fooey. Okay, so first off for eyes, I've pretty much been playing with this palette a ton. This is the Maybelline, the City Mini Palette Matte in Brooklyn Nudes. Y'all, if you're looking for an awesome matte eyeshadow palette from the drugstore, this little thing is awesome. It is so, so good. I love the colors in here. This is all I have on my eyes right now. I was looking around to verify. Yes, this is all I have on my eyes right now. And it is so good. So there's kind of some cool toned options and then there's some warm toned options. I would say my main favorites were these two right here, but I do have this on my lids. So I have a little bit of them, little bit of that on my lids. You really can't see it very much, but just to kind of, I don't know, it gives sort of a grungy look to the eye look, which I really like. So I have a little bit of that on my lid. It's kind of a cement sort of a color. I have this in my crease. I have this in my outer corner and kind of just barely blended over into my crease. And then I have this as my liner. So still really liking that kind of just smudgy, soft, smoky kind of a liner. I really like this palette. These are, how would I describe this formula? They're a soft, silky formula, which a lot of times I'm not a fan of, but I don't find this palette difficult to work with at all. I mean, I find these mattes to be pigmented, to blend well. I mean, they wear well. I don't have any complaints about this little palette. I just think it's so pretty. I mean, this is pretty any time of year, but I mean, great fall palette when we get around to fall. That's a long ways away, but it's just a beautiful palette. I love fall kind of colors. I think that's why I look at that and go, ooh, those kind of warm shades, beautiful. But I've been liking them right now too. I don't know if it's just kind of getting into warmer weather. It looks kind of spicy, a little bit spicy, sort of rusty, orangey, neutral colors. It's good. But you could concentrate more on that cement color and then this one, and then kind of have like a matte, neutral sort of color. And really, I would say, I did try to do one sort of grayish look with the ColourPop Stone Fox palette, and I ended up going back and adding more warm colors to the look just because, I don't know, something about all gray on my eyes is really just, I feel like on me, not flattering. It just doesn't work somehow. So if I'm gonna go more kind of cool toned, especially in the gray family, like I can wear blues and feel fine and like that look, purples, so I can wear cool tones, but something about a true gray, I'm just not a big fan of. But if I'm gonna go more on the cool side, I do like this kind of cementy sort of color. So that was a little bit of a tangent, but I'm just saying, I like that color and it's really pretty with this. So good little affordable palette. I really like all of these that I've tried, but this is one of my very favorites. So if you're looking for just a great little palette, especially if you love mattes, this is a really good one. Great by itself, but also good for pairing with other things. Because I feel like the drugstore, especially in singles, I mean, I'm thinking about the L'Oreal Infallibles, which I love so much. You know, those are more kind of on the shimmery metallic side. So if you're looking for something to kind of pair with those sort of palettes, this is amazing. But it's also really good by itself. For blush this week, I was really enjoying pairing these two blushes together. I love both these colors individually, but man, together they are beautiful. A really pretty combo. Just a neutral, kind of a cheek, but just with a little pop of pink. So first off, the more neutral one is Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush. So both of them are one of those blushes, but this first color is Sensual, and it's kind of more of, I don't really know how to describe it. just a warm neutral. Really, really beautiful. So I don't have any bronzer on today. I just have this in kind of the hollows of my cheeks and even up on my forehead. So it's just that kind of blush bronzer shade. So if you're looking for a one and done, get you out the door sort of step, which I love those kind of blushes, this is definitely one of those. And it is on the matte side. I don't know if it has any glow whatsoever. I think it's just looks straight up matte to me. So it's a really pretty neutral shade. And then the other color is Party, which is, oh my gosh, such a pretty color. I love this one. This one is like a really great pink. I was trying to think of another word to describe, but it's a pink. It's a pink. It is a pink. Just a really pretty, I would say neutral, this is gonna sound dumb, neutral bubblegum pink. Like it kind of goes towards the little pop of color pink, but it's not over the top. You know, you can see it there. It has a little bit of a brightness, but it's not super neon or crazy bubblegum. It's so, so pretty. So yeah, you can see the difference in them. And then you can see kind of how they pair together on my cheeks. And I feel like, I mean, honestly, I was gonna say, I feel like there's a little bit of a glow. Yeah, and I think Party has a tiny bit of a sheen. I was wondering if it was just my brush, having some leftover other kind of blush color on my brush, but no, I think it's Party because it has a little bit of a sheen there. That's so pretty. So you can see individually, they are still beautiful. Gorgeous blushes by themselves, but they really pair so well together. And these wear amazingly. One of my favorite blush formulas. I mean, they're easy to blend, they're pigmented, but easy to work with, and then they wear so, so well on the cheeks. So as we get into warmer months when makeup's having a little bit harder time staying on the face, these are great options, like in the heat of summer. Lip favorite, I have another one of the Maybelline Ultimattes that I was wearing. It's this color right here. Oh my gosh. But I was still wearing, what is it called? More Buff. This is just one of my very favorites, especially with this warm eye look. It's really pretty with that. So I'll go ahead and swatch it again for you. So More Buff is more of a neutral, kind of like light terracotta sort of a color. And then this one that I'm wearing right now is More Mauve. Oh my gosh. And it's a beautiful, you can see, it reminds me of, what's it called? Is it Lust for Blush? I don't think so. I think it's a darker one. It reminds me of one of their other mattes they have. I'll try to remember it and list it down below or on the screen, or it'll be somewhere if I can find it. But there's another color in their creamy mattes that looks a lot like this. Is it Touch of Spice? I think it might be Touch of Spice. Yeah. Ooh, look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh. So this one is More Buff. This one is More Matte. I talked about this last week in the More Buff color. I love these. I love the packaging. I love that it's a skinnier sort of a lipstick. I love the formula, that it's a really nice matte. It's comfortable but long wearing. It is more matte than their creamy mattes, but I would say just slightly less creamy feeling on the lips. I mean, I feel like it feels like nothing to slightly powdery feeling, but I think it's a very, very comfortable matte formula. I'm a huge fan of these. I don't know if I mentioned this, but they have the same scent as their lipstick. So it's that kind of Play-Doh sort of a scent, which I'm totally fine with, but just FYI, I do smell it in this. I love the packaging. It's very just traditional drugstore where it has the color, but I love that it fades. I love these. They kind of remind me of the color blurs a little bit, but I actually, that's a profound thought that a profound makeup thought that I don't think I've realized before now. It does remind me of the color blurs, or kind of in between the color blurs and the creamy matte, sort of right in the middle. Man, but it is so good. I mean, price point's amazing. Such a good drugstore lipstick. And then my Fooey. So this is from JCat Beauty, and normally I love their stuff. I have so many favorites from their line. Really enjoy their brand. And I feel like I did like this palette in the past, but I've had this for a while. So there's a possibility that maybe it's just getting older at this point and I need to replace it. That's always a possibility. but I tried to use it this week and I was really struggling with it. This is the Extreme Access Pocket Palette. Extreme Palette. I don't know. Extreme Access, something, something. Extreme Palette, Pocket Shadow, something. And this is Red Carpet Premiere. So pretty, pretty color story in this palette. I mean, it is beautiful. But I just really struggled with the blend. So I tried to use this one and this one. So let's swatch those first. And they're swatching just fine. The swatch doesn't look like it has any problems. But I was just finding it was kind of catching, and I had to end up bringing in other shadows from that Maybelline palette to kind of soften the blend and just make it look better. I don't really know. So those two, and then I tried to use this one. And I don't know. That looks so pretty. This is not convincing. It was more just kind of looking a little bit patchy and chunky is what I was seeing on my eyes. This is hysterical because these swatches totally look like, I mean, this looks beautiful. If I just looked at these swatches, I would go, I want to try that palette. And try it out. Hey, if you own this palette, let me know. I mean, is mine just getting old? Do I need to replace it? What's going on? Because I mainly just struggled on my eyes. I mean, those swatches look great. I'm always kind of wondering, I feel like so many times with makeup, if something doesn't work, instead of instantly going, this is a bad product, I go to, okay, what do I need to change with my application technique? Is there something I did that I needed to tweak? Or is this getting older? Or am I using it in the wrong way? So I'm always kind of thinking about those factors. I mean, sometimes products just don't work for us, but I feel like a lot of times it's just a tweak in application technique, or a new one is needed, or something along those lines. So if you own this palette, let me know what you do with it. Let me know how it works for you. I would love to hear your thoughts. Okay guys, those are all my favorites and my Fooey. So I hope that you really enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and let me know down below what you've been loving lately, or maybe not so much loving. Let me know what you've been up to recently. I would love to hear that. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video.